Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of a video from Wolf Mediation LLC. My name is Richard Wolf and we primarily do family law and personal injury mediations. We also represent people in family law cases in the event that the mediation is not the way to go for a particular person. They can instead use us as a advocate, as a lawyer in family court. We also do corporate counsel. We represent people in business disputes as well as contract interpretation, drafting, and basically contract disputes in general. We also represent people in interdiction proceedings as well as a few other things. Everything's on the website that you can go to see the total list of what we do for our clients. So you can just check us out at wolfmediation.com. Today, what I am basically focusing on is something that I've seen on social media that is a little bit troubling. I've seen about 5 different posts questioning some issues with regards to judgments for custody and the coronavirus, and I figured that might as well address these points to basically give people a little bit of an idea of what it is that they have to do based upon the fact that courts are shut down until April 13th in Louisiana, and they really don't have that much of a basic guidepost other than going to speak to an attorney. And we're basically just trying to get information out there, keep social distancing basically going if possible, and to basically give people a break from getting a legal bill. Essentially, the question that I've been dealing with, or at least seen, at least on 5 separate occasions, is the following. Is my custody judgment in effect during coronavirus? Because if I expose my child to the other parent, that is not social distancing. Well, I'm here to tell you that social distancing is not the same as family distancing. Parents have an absolute right to parent their children under Charksville v. Granville, which is a United States Supreme Court case going back decades. And so the Louisiana Supreme Court has basically said the same thing. Louisiana law says the same thing. Pretty much, regardless of what virus is out there, it still doesn't change the fact that parents have a fundamental right to basically see their children. Now, the question would be in this regard, with regards to this, is if in the event that one parent has coronavirus or has something similar to a coronavirus, you wouldn't even need these orders that have come out in order to basically keep your child away from somebody who's sick. Not only do you have a fundamental right to your children as a parent, but you also have a responsibility to keep them safe. And so if you're infected with some type of virus, including coronavirus, that could have a detrimental impact on your children, then of course you should keep them away from the other parents and do whatever you need to do as a responsible parent in order to keep your children safe. The flip side of this deals with people not exercising their right to custody. In other words, I've seen parents just as much on the web, at least 2 questions that I've seen deal with how come the other parent has not come to pick up my child or my children. And the reality is that those custody judgments are still required to be in effect, and they're still required to be followed. And so if somebody is not following their judgment to pick up the children, you should probably, as the parent with the child or the children, give the parent who's supposed to come pick up the children or who's supposed to take the children, and give them a heads up and say, hey, why aren't you picking up the children? I mean, it's just that simple. And so you can do it in a more tactful way, such as, hey, I haven't seen you in a few days. What's going on? Are you okay? The kids are asking about you, because I'm sure that they would be. And to try to shelter the kids as much as possible, because you do have a duty under co-parenting guidelines to keep the kids out of the fights. And so usually a respectful text or email is the best way to get in contact with somebody. Now, if obviously they have a good excuse, such as they're sick, well, then of course you're going to have to be the responsible person in that situation and keep the kids away from someone who could be sick and who could give them coronavirus or whatever it is that they have. I mean, certainly a cold is different than coronavirus, and so, but everybody has a duty to try to go and get tested and whatnot, and to keep the kids as safe as possible. Obviously, some people are dealing with this a little bit different than others. Some people don't think that it's a big deal. Other people think that it's a great deal. And I can tell you that it's better to err on the side of caution with children, as well as people who are immunocompromised, older, whatnot. And children are the most important thing that you have. So definitely you want to try to keep them safe. Now, one question I haven't seen, but in which I'm pretty sure some parents are wondering is, can I keep my children away from the other parent if they're exposing them to other people? Well, that is a case-by-case basis, because you can't shelter in place indefinitely with the kids for a lot of different reasons. For example, if you're in a Walmart with your child getting groceries because you don't want to leave your child to basically, fend for themselves because they're younger, well, then of course you're going to prefer to take the child with you. But perhaps in these types of times, you should maybe ask the other parent, hey, can you watch your children for about an hour or 2 hours and coordinate schedules so that way they can avoid socialization as much as possible. It's better to socialize with the parents than socialize with other people with multiple things like Walmart or Rouse's or wherever you go to get your groceries and whatnot. But life still has to go on. And so those are the types of issues that I could see as parents saying, well, wait a second, I'm going to withhold my child or my children because you're being irresponsible and letting them socialize with other people right now during this lockdown and semi-quarantine. And the reality is that is an issue that I see as a possible double-edged sword, because depending upon the circumstances, a judge may or may not believe that that is a viable reason to withhold a child or children from the other parent. Now, if I had to make a judgment call on this, I would say honor your judgment, obviously, and affect custody to the other parent. But some people might say if you're going to restaurants, and they should be locked down anyway, they shouldn't even be open. But if you're gathering and social, together socially, despite the fact that there is a direct order in place by government to say that you can't shelter or that you can't be together over 6 feet, in other words, social distancing, then there is something to be said about a parent who doesn't follow the law and places their children in potential danger. And so everybody has to be following the orders of government, whether they like it or not. I know that I have very different opinions than government over how that they should have dealt with this, but my opinion doesn't count. It's the opinion of our lawmakers right now who have the utmost authority to basically put into place the orders that we need to follow. And so that can be used against you in court if the other parent finds out that you're at a party or taking the kids to the party too, and you're not social distancing, and you could possibly get the kids sick. So these are all things that right now people need to be responsible. They need to be on lockdown, regardless of whether or not you believe that it's the right call. Those are the things that you have to be doing. And so follow the advice from your local leaders, even if you don't agree with it. I don't agree with all of the laws and ordinances and issues that have come forth since basically coronavirus has placed everybody on lockdown. But that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what the answers are to your custody judgments. Follow your custody judgments. Be responsible. Follow the orders of your local leaders. And if you have additional questions, you can give me a call, 504-421-3277. You can email me at richard@wolfmediation.com, or you can click on the Contact Us page and get a hold of us there. And we look forward to hearing from you if you should have any questions. Also, mediation is a great way to deal with issues if in the event that you have a fight or something along the lines that you just want to get done now, because courts are closed until April 13th. And so what better way to deal with this than to go ahead and spend an hour or two in mediation and possibly get this one little issue squared away, versus having to deal with waiting until April 13th, uncertainty, and then from there, you're not going to just go to court on April 13th and get it done. You're going to get reset. And so the bottom line with all this is that mediation is a great way to deal with that, with these issues, and we do that as well. So once again, I've given you the contact information. Stay safe, be smart about this, and we'll all do fine and get over this. And for those that don't, I certainly, my heart goes out to you. These are definitely unprecedented times. And so stay safe. And like I said, if you have a problem or a question, give us a call. Thank you and have a good day.